To understand Japanese, it's essential to understand 46 Hiragana and Katakana characters and 2000 Kanji.
Nope.
Let's talk a little bit about history. Originally, the Japanese language did not have any characters at all, as the language was only used for verbal communication.
Shut up!
But around 700 DC, Japan decided to borrow some kanji characters from the Chinese language and try to incorporate these characters in the Japanese language. However, Japan could not come up with a perfect writing system using these characters, as Japanese and Chinese are just two different languages. And it was hard to write certain sounds with Chinese characters. To make up for this, the Japanese people came up with Hiragana for sounds that you cannot write with Chinese characters. Katakana was also created at the same time, but they were used as a marks for reading kanbun, Chinese. And with that, the Japanese writing system was born. The three Japanese writing system has been around for 1,200 years. The use of katakana has evolved and is now mainly used for loanwords or sounds, which you probably have seen in manga or anime. But the three systems we use now are the same system our ancestors have in the past. We usually start writing hiragana first, but if you know the kanji for a certain word, we will then use its kanji. If we find ourselves using loanwords or sounds, then we will be writing in katakana. These are usually the basics of writing in Japanese, and I'm going to show you how I write Japanese sentences. The first one is America ni iku, which means go to America. The word America is obviously a loan word, and I know the kanji for iku, which means go. So we write America in katakana and iku in kanji, and the natural Japanese sentences usually look like this. Also, how about this? 白いパッケージ. I know the kanji for 白い, which means white. Meanwhile, パッケージ is a loan word. How we pronounce is different, but it means package in Japanese. So this sentence should be something like this. With that being said though, it's still technically legal to write Japanese sentences in pure hiragana. And as hiragana has its counterparts in katakana, it's very possible to write everything in katakana. So why do you still use kanji and katakana then? Well, we are already used to using the three systems mixed together. If the sentences are only written in hiragana, it will be very hard for us to understand what the context of the sentence would be. For example, すもももももももものうち. If that was only written in hiragana, I honestly wouldn't know what the sentence is talking about. But if it's written in hiragana, katakana, and kanji, I will understand what this sentence is talking about. I think once you get used to seeing kanji in a sentence, you'd actually prefer to use the kanji characters instead of plainly writing in hiragana. It helps you understand the context of the sentence much faster too. So if you already know a bit kanji, don't hesitate to throw some in your written sentences here and there. I would recommend starting with hiragana because hiragana is used most of the time. When we would also chat with our friends online, we don't really use difficult or unknown kanji characters, and we usually just write them out in hiragana if they are too difficult. Learning hiragana is definitely the way to jumpstart your Japanese studies and then move on to katakana and kanji. Simple! Write hiragana, katakana, and kanji down multiple times until it becomes a muscle memory. There's a bit of truth into it though. For hiragana and katakana, you do have to remember them one by one. The most helpful way to do so is writing them down until it becomes a muscle memory. You also have to think of them like puzzle pieces. Like how I mentioned in the previous videos I posted, if you miss one or can't remember one, you can't complete the puzzle. For kanji on the other hand, as there are 2,000 regular use kanji characters, so it might be impossible to write all of them down until you attain muscle memory. Good news though, once you know the very basic kanji, you definitely can write most regular use kanji if you need to. Sometimes I get asked, why does Japanese language have 3 character systems? And my answer is, this is how the Japanese language is, like other languages. I know Japanese language has its unique aspects that the English language doesn't have. But if it makes you feel better. And a lot of foreigners have actually mastered the Japanese language, so obviously, so can you. What's your motivation for learning Japanese? Japanese culture, manga, anime, or J-pop? Try to imagine yourself speaking Japanese fluently, and most importantly, don't forget your goal and things that you'd like to achieve. Good luck with your studies, and see you in the next video.